Hello there, good to see you all. Although you cannot see me, but I'm sure I can see you. Anyway, I'm Desi, and this is my YouTube channel. Today, I want us to look at something very interesting. Okay, the title is How to Write a Professional CV for Employment or Admission slash Scholarship. Okay, so first of all, this is the name of the channel, the See There Darling. Okay, so you can subscribe, you can also share the video, or you can invite your friends to subscribe and share the video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, now before I start with the presentation, let me just inform you that CV is the best way, one of the best ways to sell yourself to your employer or to the admission team. Okay, yeah. So since you are selling yourself, you just have to think of it as you're selling a product and you want people to buy it. Because of that, you are going to devise all the means or the ways of getting your product bought. Okay, so you're going to talk about the good things or the good sides of the product, what the product can do for the person who's buying the product. Okay, you don't want to hide anything uh, that can attract a potential buyer. So in this case, a potential employer or a potential school or scholarship donor. Okay, so that's it. What makes it a professional CV? Well, there are certain things that should be seen in the CV to make it qualify. Okay, of course, as a professional CV, okay, it should be qualified as a professional CV if you have certain stuff in there. So let's quickly check those things and then we move on to the sample of the CV that we have. Okay, so today we're going to look at the things that you will see in the CV, things that you're likely or you should really see in a professional CV, and then of course the CV itself, an example of a CV. So if you want the template that I'm going to show you, you can just hit me up. Okay, you can tell me in the comment section, and then I'll send it to you. All right. All right. Let's look at this one. Anyway, so these are the things that should be included in your CV usually. All right. Let's put this one down here. Okay. Don't run away. We have education, we have research or teaching experience. This is typically for those who are looking for scholarship. This is a professional experience. Okay, so in some cases, if you are writing a professional experience, you don't really need to put these things there, especially if you're not going looking for admission. Okay, if you're not really applying for admission, but it's just for a job, then it's okay to include only the professional experience. Then we have networking or civil society engagement. Some also write volunteer experience. Okay, if you've done any volunteer job or something you've done for free, community service, you can say community service, or you can just put this one there. It's pretty much the same. Then we have awards that you have won or honors. Okay, either this, yeah, honors or awards that you've won in school or in your community or in your previous workplace. Then publications. If you are an academic and you had some of your articles published, you can cite them. You can include them in your CV. Yeah, then again, especially if you are applying for admission. Yeah, if you're applying for a job that does not really need your publications, there's no need for that. Then references. References very important because your employer or the school that you're applying to should be able to contact people who know you, who can speak about your character or your education, okay, educational background, uh, what you can do as a student, okay, whether you are a bright student or whether you're just one of the many students, I mean, who do not really make any impact. Okay, all right. So These are some of the things that you really have to include in your CV. Okay, yeah. All right. Now let's take a look at CV template, professional CV that a friend sent to me from Sweden. Okay. Before I start, let me just inform you that this CV was not prepared by me. Okay, I just said that it was sent to me by a friend from Sweden. He is actually a scholarship recipient, or he was a scholarship recipient, and now he's more like a coach. Okay, he coaches students who want to um, who want to secure scholarships in Sweden. Let me just write his name here because he sent me this one. I'm gonna write his name somewhere. I'm gonna type it somewhere so you can see it. If you want to get in touch with him, you can just search, on Google. His name is Mobolaji. Is it Follow Runso or something? Let me try this. Follow Runso, something of that sort. I will have to check it, especially this one. I'm not really sure about this, but I'm sure about this one. So if you maybe search for this one, you add a Follow Runso to it, something of that sort in Sweden, you might find him. Or I can just search later and get in touch with you if you really want to know much about him. Something. Okay. So let's see what this CV has. Okay, so right on top here we have the person's name. Okay, Sei Olufinjana. Okay, I don't know which of these ones is the first or surname, but if you wonder whether you have to bring your surname first or your first name first, I don't think that's much important because I mean it's a CV, so you're deciding how to write it. You're deciding what the layout is supposed to be, what the content is supposed to be. Okay, so your first name can come first or your surname. Personally, my first name comes first. The Christian name is first, then my surname. Okay. Now, as you can see, though this is a CV, it's not written anywhere. Okay, the word CV or curriculum vitae is not written anywhere. Some of you write it on top right here. Some of you write it on top here before you write the name, which I don't think is a good practice. Yeah, it's not really a good practice. So you might want to forget that. We know it's a CV, so there's no need to tell us. So you write your name first on top here, then your physical address, okay, or your home address. Here we have 20 Iyana Oba Street, Ijaye, Lagos, Nigeria. So you see the format, the way it's written. Here we have the country, we have the city, we have the town, I guess, and then we have the street. Okay, when you get to the town, you are looking for the street, and then the number, maybe the number of the house. Okay, the house number itself, number 20 Iyana Oba Street, Ijaye, Lagos, Nigeria. Then you have the telephone number to be +2 3 4. Okay, blah blah blah, dash. Okay, you have the telephone number there, and then the person's email. So right on top here you have more like let's say your personal information. Okay, yeah, your name, your address, your contact information, because your employer may have to contact you if you really qualify for the job. Next we have the education. Hey, don't forget, you don't really have to list all your all the schools you've attended, from nursery to primary to junior high school to senior high school. What if you attended 5 schools before you got to senior high school? Are you going to write all of them there? And so if they say they need just 1 page of the CV, how are you going to go about that? Okay, so usually you list your highest qualification, then you can leave the rest out, or the qualifications you had in the university. Okay, yeah, but it also depends on the requirements of the job. All right, it depends. So let's say you want to apply for admission, let's say to study a master's degree, all right, then you may have to list uh, the first degree that you had, okay, your university degrees, and perhaps your high school diploma, yeah, what you did and what you got, yeah. So on the education, we have the education right on the left side, and then we have the date right here. Now you might be wondering, is this the day that you started or the day that you ended? This here is a date that you actually got your qualification, okay? Because I'm guessing it was a 4-year degree, so maybe he started around 2010, and then in 2014 he graduated. So he's gonna write only 2014 because that's when he got his certificate or his qualification. All right, we have right under the word education the name of the course that he did: Bachelor of Science, honors in economics. Okay, so economics was the major, I guess. Um, he studied at University of Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so the university or the name of the school comes right under under the qualification. Okay, then of course, since this is typically for a scholarship or admission, you have the CGPA, the cumulative grade point average of the person, 4.00 out of 5.00. Okay, Nigerians are using the 4-point scale. In Ghana, we use Nigerians are using the 5-point scale. In Ghana, we use the 4-point scale. Great. So his major was in national economic policies. All right. Don't forget the bullet here. Okay. Yeah. So it will just more like separate it from these things here. Okay. Great. Let's move downwards. We have the research slash teaching experience. And hey, you see, right under the education, we have a line down here. Okay, it actually, contributes to the, um, should I say, the beautification of the CV. Okay, it makes it readable and quite clear. If the font size is too small for you, I'm sure you can increase it. Okay, yeah, we have 11. Usually it's 12, so that it's readable enough, because not all people can read small stuff like this. So you can increase it a bit, okay, to suit the situation. So we have research slash teaching experience. This one he started around August 2019, and he's still in it. He's been a research assistant, the Department of Economics, same university he graduated from. Now see these bullets, okay? He's trying to tell you what he did or what he's doing as a research assistant. Okay, so now we have all these things right here. You facilitated a monthly lecture series including a 1-week volunteer experience requirement for 55 students. This is more like an achievement, okay? So you have to focus on your achievement in that particular position that you held, okay? The other one should be more important than your job description. You can't just paste your descriptions there, because most of the job descriptions, they are just there to scare people off, or sometimes you don't even do them at all. But the things that you did when you went there, let the employer feel it, so that he or she will know that you achieved something, and so you can contribute to his or her organization's growth. Okay, next up we have teaching assistant at the same department, same university, and same date. Okay, it's still inside. Okay, so well, you can actually change these dates, okay, depending on your situation. You can change the date, of course. All right, so these are the things that he did, his achievements. You see, he did not list his job description. He told us what he did as a teaching assistant right inside the Department of Economics at the University of Nigeria. Okay, let's go down a bit. We have professional experience. All right, now what is the difference between the professional experience and the research or teaching experience? I mean, it's even clear enough. Okay, let's look up here. His major was in national economic policies, so professionally he's more like an economist, right? Good. But well, he had the chance to do some research work at the department, so he had to classify those things as research stuff. Therefore, he was a research assistant, right? So most of these things are more like research stuff. Research is mentioned right here. Okay, but here The professional work itself. Okay, what does his major allow him to do? Professionally, his major allows him or makes him qualified to be an economic data analyst. So he became an economic data analyst at Lagos Institute of Economic Policy. Right. And then he used advanced data modeling skills to develop economic data points that helped inform the Lagos state government's 20-year plan to make Lagos a $1 trillion economy. Isn't this a brilliant idea? Of course it is. Okay, let's move on to another thing that he did professionally. He was a data analyst assistant. So he became a data analyst assistant before getting to economic data analyst. Now, when you're listing the things that you have done or your professional experience, it is good to start from the current, then you go down to the oldest. Okay, yeah, so we will know where you are right now, and then where you start from as we go down. So he must have started from data analyst assistant before he got to economic data analyst. Okay, all right, let's move forward. Don't forget the bullets, very important. As we move forward, we get to networking slash civil society engagement. I told you that these things are all right here, as we saw the other time. Okay, let's get back. Okay, so he worked as a volunteer at the Unilag Medical Outreach Team, same university. Okay, so you can change the date depending on the situation you find yourself in. So as a volunteer, what did he do? He facilitated the distribution of relief items to survivors of Adara flood in southwest Nigeria that left 20,000 members of the community homeless. Then he also organized free medical examination for 296 dwellers of the Adara leprosy village. Okay, so you can list as many as possible, but just you have to sometimes before you write a CV, you have to check if the person going to read your CV has some requirements. Okay, some of them do not need you to include certain things. Okay, for example, some will not ask you to include a research or teaching experience, so you don't have to include them. Yeah, but usually they will ask you to include a professional experience, of course. Professional experience. Okay, all right. Great. Let's move on to honors slash awards. Here we have second runner-up Central Bank of Nigeria Economic Data Competition. Okay, so see how it was listed. The first one, the second one. I'm guessing this was the first one, of course, and then the second one. The date can be changed as usual. Okay, so awards and then publications. Okay, let me remind you that this is typically meant for admission. Okay, so of course admission and scholarship. Yeah, so it explains why we have publications right here. All right, let's take a look at how the referencing was done. Okay, this is I guess APA. Yeah. Okay, so we have the surname, which is Olofinjana. Surname comes, then there is a comma, then you have to bring the initial of the first name. You bring a full stop slash a full stop and a comma. Okay, because the people are many, there are about three of them. So Drogba G. Okay, okay. I guess there shouldn't be any comma here. I guess. You sure about that? Okay, let's just leave it there. You can just look it up. Okay, yeah. Okay, then we have culture, JJ Okocha. Alright, we have the date right in the middle. Seeking acceptance seeking acceptance colon young women's perceptions of body image. It was published in the Journal of Sports and Exercise Psychology. Alright, this is more like the page. This is supposed to be the page. Okay, page 288 to page 201. This could be the volume or I don't know, the edition or something of that sort. Okay. Alright, so after the publications, we move on to references. Very important. I told you that these references must be there so that your employer or the admissions team can contact them to ask for more information about you. They may ask for the information in writing, or they can just, place a phone call. Alright, let's see how to reference people or put references in your CV. The name will come first. If the person has a qualification that needs to be written there, so PhD can come, or you can just write Dr. Michael Arteta or something. He's a senior lecturer. Okay, the person's position, alright, so the work that he's doing at the moment, how do people call him? He's a senior lecturer. And then the person's place of work, University of Sports, Manchester. There's the email. You have to use the business email. Usually it's required to use the business email instead of the usual Gmail or Yahoo something. Okay, then the person's telephone number. So you see, the person can be called, the person can be texted. Okay, you can just send a mail or something, email, I mean. Alright, same goes for this one. So the references can be more than one. So here we have 3, which is not bad. Okay, some ask for only 2, some even ask for 1. Alright, this should just be there. Alright, even if you don't ask for them explicitly, it's good that you include some, unless they say they don't need references. Then you can just do away with that. Like if they want them, try as much as possible to include it. Alright, so writing a CV is a very nice experience. It's something that can be quite challenging for people. So as you write your CV, don't forget that you really have to proofread it. Okay, it's something that you have to learn. You have to practice writing so that you'll not make mistakes. Because a simple mistake in your CV can cost you the job that you've been dying for. Proofread your CV. Make sure your punctuations are correct, your grammar, your spellings, everything is good before you forward it to whoever wants to read it. Okay, because you're not the only person going for the job or the admission. There are thousands of people going for the same thing. So make sure your CV stands out. And this is one of the ways that you can make it stand out. Alright? Great. As you can see, everything is clear. You can read it clearly. Because you can see it clearly, I mean. Yeah, there isn't much of work to be done here. Let me see. Let's change this one first. Organize. Right. Okay, that was also correct, but just to make sure that there's no red line. Okay, so by and by we have gotten to the end of the video. I want to thank you for your time. Okay, if you have any questions to ask or if you have any contributions, don't forget to hit the comment section and let me know. Alright, I'll be very grateful if you give me your feedback. If you feel like there's anything I didn't add, any mistake that I did when I was presenting this small stuff, you can just let me know. I will improve upon that and then get back to you later. Okay, before we close the curtains, let me just show you once again what we did today. We looked at how to write a professional CV for employment or for admission, scholarship, and then we also looked at the stuff that you are supposed to see in a CV. You got education, the research, teaching experience. But the right on top here, right up here, you write your personal information like your name, your address, your email, telephone number. Okay, moving forward, we have the professional experience, networking, civil society engagement. We also have honors and awards, publications, and then references. Yeah, one thing I didn't add, let me just write it somewhere in between here. I didn't add it because I didn't really think it would be so important, but let me just add it. Alright, it's the trainings, okay, or let me just say professional training, professional trainings, alright, or let's say seminars. Of course, some of you might have attended some important seminars or trainings that you need to add to your CV. It's not bad if you add them. You can add them because they are part of your experiences. So you can add them. Okay. They should come before the references, maybe before the publication. You know, you can be in this position, or they can come before the honors or awards. All right, yeah, that's also good. Okay, don't forget the channel. It's Destiny Darling. You can always search and use our content. All right. I want to thank you for your time, and see you next time. Thank you. And how many times am I gonna say thank you anyway? Great, great. Good to talk to you. All right. Bye bye.